Hello, welcome to another edition of Georgia O'Keeffe Flower Weave. So today we should have two completely painted, covered watercolor pictures of a flower or the bones, the sky, cityscape, whatever you chose. We are going to need a ruler, glue stick, pencil, not a marker. I'm using a marker so you can see my lines, and scissors. First thing we're going to do is we are going to turn over one of them. It doesn't matter which. I'm going to lay my ruler down this way, actually. And I'm going to draw one line. And this is the line that we are not going to cut through when we start cutting. And I'm just using the width of the ruler to establish where we are going to cut. And then I'm going to start with my lines like this. I'm going to go all the way across each one. Now you're going to need to do this carefully. The more carefully you do it, the nicer it's going to look, the neater it's going to look. You're going to go and draw all of the lines all the way through. Make sure they're one on top of the other. That way you don't actually have to measure anything. Makes it a lot easier. One and one more. So because this is 9 by 13, there should end up with 9 stripes. So before we cut this one, I'm going to show you how we are going to end up cutting this one, and we're going to actually have to number it. So one of them, and it doesn't matter which one, obviously, because they're exactly the same, or other than the coloring. You're going to need to then do the same thing, but going the opposite way for this one, and you're just going to go straight across for this one. These are going to all get completely cut apart. Actually, one of these you are not even going to use, just because there's something called overlapping, where you actually lose a little bit of space, and it will end up evening itself out and looking super nice in the end. This time, because it's 12 by 9, you're going to be doing 12 stripes going this way. And I'm going to recommend, just so that it's not like a puzzle piece at the end, that you actually put numbers on these. And we're actually going to number these so that you will be able to use them. I'm going to try to go quick. You guys are going to go pretty slow to make sure that this is right. Make sure you're holding it down. Make sure it's straight. If you need help, let me know. I will be over to help you out the best I can. And that's it. That's pretty good. So this, one of these I'm not going to use. Maybe I will choose to not use this one over here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait, 10? Oh, maybe this isn't quite an inch. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so I don't exactly have the right number, but you are going to need to eliminate one of these spacings. I'm going to eliminate that one there. So I'm going to count, I'm going to number these 1 through 10. But if that was exactly an inch, it would be 12 and 9, but it's not. I don't know how big our rulers are at school. This is my ruler at home. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the reason why we're labeling them again is so that we don't get confused when we put it on. It ends up being like a puzzle, and it'll become a little dicey. So now I'm going to cut my picture. Oh no, don't cut it. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm cutting it. So I'm going to go down real careful, real neat, and I'm going to stop when I get to that line at the end. Make sure you stop when you get to the end. I might go down slightly more, but not quite. Actually, yeah, I'm going to need to eliminate probably both ends, actually. I'm not going to use either end. So I'm not going to need my number 1. I'm going to start with number 2, because I just realized we were losing like an inch here And then you're going to end up losing some space just because of the way it overlaps. So I'm not going to go too far past because I want this part to stay together. If this part doesn't stay together, your weave is going to be really hard to do. And it's going to be difficult. I mean, you could, but it's going to make your life very difficult. It's easier when you have something that stays together like this. And it's not going to match up exactly, so don't get too concerned if it's not exact, but it should be close enough that it'll make the illusion that it will weave close together. This is called a paper weave. We use something called warp and weft. Those are two terms that mean it's an over-under pattern. And we're going to need to alternate that over-under pattern when we use our pieces to put them down. So I'm not going to use my number 1. I'm going to set that one aside. I'm not going to use this end one. Okay. You can see it's all cut up now. Okay, so I'm going to start at number 2. And you could cut up all of them at a time, but I'm just going to cut 3 of them up because I don't want to take up all your time. I want you to have some time to do this yourself. This is already taking me a little while longer than I'd like it to just to cut it, but I want to make sure it's neat. All right, so I'm just going to do 3. So I'm doing 2, 3, and 4. And like I said, I'm eliminating 1 and then the last one, which is just a little bit. So I'm going to start with number 2. Okay, and then it's going to go, which way is it going to go? You need to put it on there. Oh, it's going to go that way, right? There we go. Now it's going to match. So an over-under pattern is like this. So it doesn't matter if you start over or under, but every other one will matter. So I'm going to pick up that one. It's going to go under. Then this one is going to go over. This one's going to go under. And that one's going to go over. And then I'm going to push it down. Kind of like that. It's going to look kind of funny at first, but it will come in it will look better as I go on. Now you'll notice it's not exactly matched up, which is fine, but it looks like pretty close in some spots. So then I'm going to get my number 3. I'm going to put it on here to make sure I'm holding it right, because if you do it upside down, it's really going to be kind of crazy looking. I mean, it's okay to have a crazy look. Now, this part's important. Maybe our tendency would be to go underneath just because it's easier, but you don't want to do that. You want it to be like a checkerboard. If you want it to have a true weave, you want it to go. So if that one was under, this one must go on top. Over, under, and you're just going to pick up every other one. Make sure you don't pick 2 up. Take your time, because if you have to redo it, it can be a little tricky. And then I'm going to push that one down too. And look at how awesome it's already looking. Wow, pretty neat, huh? It's exciting. So look at that. You can see that it's the same one, but it's different colors. I'm going to try to push it down as far as I can, even though it's not going to match up exactly, because at some point in time it's going to shift the other way. It's going to be perfect, and then it's going to go slightly that way. That's just the nature of the way it works, just because you cannot get it exactly pushed together. You can get it pushed together pretty close, but not exact. Then I'm going to do number 4. And again, I went on top. So am I going to go on top this time? Nope. I'm going to go under this time. So under. And again, I'm just picking these up. Over, under, over, under, over, under. And am I holding it right? Did I put it on the right way? Yeah, okay. Yeah, and that's the other thing. You want to make sure that, I think I did put it on backwards that time. Yep, I did. So if you put it on backwards, you're going to realize it right away, because it's not going to even be close to matching up. So I'm going to redo that one. So I'm going to go, remember, over, under, over, under. So two things you need to be aware of is the number that you're putting on next and the color. Look how interesting that looks now. Wow, really cool, huh? How do you like that? Super cool, super neat. And then the whole thing is going to end up looking like that. So I'm going to do number 5. I'll do one more, and then we are going to get started. This will probably take us a couple days. Do not rush the process. When you rush, it ends up not looking as good. And remember, you need to put it down, make sure you have it going the right way. So it's going to be like that. Again, so it was under. This one's going to go over. Oh, I want to finish this, but I'm not going to on camera. I will finish it later, and I will bring it in maybe. Over, under, over, under. So two things, make sure it's facing the right way, and then make sure it's like that. All right. All right, so enjoy your weave, and if you need help, let me know. Important things over, under, and have a good day.